when you look at it, Browns were expected to contend in the AFC. They're instead contending for the first overall pick. Does somebody, normally when that happens in an organization, somebody takes the fall for it. And is it Andrew Berry? Is it Kevin Stefanski? Is it Paul DePodesta? Or do they just say, all right, it's one of those years?
It would have to come from the Haslams above because I was at the press conference with Andrew Berry. He had obviously, or somebody in his office had done a lot of research on, what two-time coach of the years have done because he went on a kind of a long list of the accomplishments that Kevin Stefanski and guys at his stage of his career had accomplished. So it sounded like he was, defending the coach, and you know that's what usually happens. If it's up to Stefanski making decisions or Barry making decisions, I can see it being more down the line, down the river, the offensive coordinator, offensive line coach, some of the offensive assistants they brought in this year, being the scapegoats. I don't know if they'll I think a lot of it will depend on the final 8 games. In talking to Andrew Barry last week and even Kevin Stefanski this week, they seem a little kind of tense. I realize they're 2-7, but it's almost like they both signed contract extensions and they just didn't seem free and easy or free and loose. I don't know if they still feel like their jobs are in jeopardy or where they're at. But I think, in 8 games, if you don't go 4-4 the rest of the way, I think anything can happen, including changes at one or both those positions. But, who knows? I mean, it's like they talked about one thing, our number one through 100 goal is to win, but also to develop players along the way. They think they can do both. Well, so we'll see. We'll see. Starting this week, I think it's a winnable game against the Saints. And then you play the Steelers at home on Thursday night. What do? You come out and win a couple games here. Maybe you get something going and you feel like you can. I don't know if you can make the playoffs. You'd almost have to run the table at this point. But I think there's to get things pointed in the right direction, build for next year starts in these 8 games.